Hello everyone, Nature Boy here, and I'm with my friend Pat. As you've seen in a couple first sequences, we were at the gym this week, took him to the organic produce, and we had a few training tips. So I'd like to go in a little more detail what we've done. Pat's getting some really good results, and I want to do a little review what Pat went through. So let's get Pat on tape. I could not get this around him, and I wish I would have had this on tape. We finally get around him. I think he might have lost about 4 inches in the last 10 days. So let's get the big guy on here. We're going to get this waist with a 6-pack eventually, if he sticks with us here. So I got Pat. Right now he's at 59. I don't know if you can see that. 59 inches beginning, but I didn't have it on tape. He was out here somewhere. So I think he probably lost about 4 inches. Okay, so how did we do that? Pat has a lot of issues. So what we want to do, I want to kind of go over the logic of what we did with Pat. Pat was basically not eating enough. And that's funny that I say that. He's gaining weight, not eating enough. What he did, he slowed his metabolism down.
Okay, I was eating once a day because I just didn't have the appetite. I lost my appetite and would slow my metabolism down, so 1 meal a day just kind of was enough to get me by.
What Pat's doing wrong, he's actually slowing his metabolism down. What I first did on his program, starting from day one, 2 things that can really speed up your metabolism is protein and frequent feedings. When I talk about frequent feedings, that's every 3 hours. Now, protein, let's talk about protein. I took Pat off of meat and dairy because I know Pat's in an acidic condition. I could tell by just looking at him. What I wanted to do was get him on a good plant-based protein every 3 hours, and then I allowed him. I'm not expecting Pat to be a vegetarian overnight, but what I do want him to do is starting eliminating a lot of meat and dairy meals. And Pat told me previous to this, he was eating a lot of meat and dairy maybe 4 or 5 times a day before his system got so bad he was only eating 1 meal a day. So it was a steady spiral. So what I want Pat to do is start eliminating where he was, for most of you viewers here, start eliminating some of those meat and dairy meals and start replacing it to a good plant-based protein, number 1. That will speed up your metabolism. Number 2, frequent feedings every 3 hours. Now, here's 2 things that I put Pat on. This is a Sunward, and I'm actually a co-founder of this product, and it's a raw plant-based protein made of organic brown rice, and it is a complete protein. Being raw, your body's going to utilize this much better than a cooked protein. And we have a lot more info on that, but that's down the road. You can learn a little more about our protein on our website. Number 2, this is a greens formula we developed, and what that does, it alkalizes you and mineralizes you. Most people can't get enough minerals because the soil is depleted. And say if you take a hunk of romaine lettuce, it only grows so many feet deep. The greens we took to develop this product, some of these roots go down 30 feet, but it's in a pristine piece of land that we found in Utah. It's in a ancient seabed where it's really rich in minerals. And what we do, we have oatgrass and alfalfa. These roots grow 10, 20, 30 feet deep, collecting nutrients out. So what this is, it's a highly mineralized product, greens and very alkalizing on the system. So that was the 1-2 punch that I got Pat into, was alkalizing his system, getting him on protein, and then he was allowed 1 meal at night with organic vegetables and whatever protein he chose.
I chose ground bison because it's
so I took him to the organic produce where these are actually grass-fed. There are no hormones in it. So I let him take his pick when I took him to the organic produce, which you see in the clip there. So they actually got chicken breasts. Chickens that actually are free range, they're not cooped up. Actually bison, they have fish there. Okay, Nature Boy back here. We just had a kick-ass workout. So we're bringing Pat to the organic produce. This is all locally grown. So they're not on trucks for 1,500 miles when you eat them. This is all locally grown produce. So we're going to get Pat on some veggies, and we're going to put him on a diet here. So maybe pan around here at some of the vegetables and stuff Pat's going to be eating. Diet. And then we'll give you a brief summary in our documentary what Pat's eating during the week. So Pat, you're out of them. Basically allowing Pat right now to have 1 meat meal with a lot of vegetables with it. So, and these are all organic and range free. That was the logic.
So my 1 meal at night, I have it at 6 o'clock at night, is a nice green salad with all the organic vegetables in it, with some olive oil and some apple cider vinegar, Bragg's, and some minced up garlic on it, and a hand-sized piece of ground bison.
There you go. And then during the day, how many of these you had? You had like 3 to 4?
3 to 4.
So yeah, 3 to 4 shakes. You're going to get a lot more information on our website. I have a free downloadable ebook on Pat's diet, what he did for the first 2 weeks. Pat made it easy. I actually borrowed Pat this blender. He didn't have a blender yet, so I actually let him borrow my bullets. So this is a very simple plan for anybody to follow to alkalize, get your protein in. And in the ebook that I will supply at the end of this video, I will go into details how you can determine. I wanted to put him in a negative calorie balance and increase the feeding. So I'll go into detail. To lose weight, you have to be in a negative calorie balance, have frequent feedings, and get alkalized. So you get a lot more tips coming up in our free downloadable ebook, and stay tuned for more tips.